Hi, my name is Alan Amy, and today we will be reading Chapter 9 Champions. Soccer is Zinkoff's kind of game. Baseball has too much weighting and too many straight lines. Shooting a basketball demands precision. Football is fun only for the ball carrier. But soccer is a free-for-all, as haphazard and slapdash as Zinkoff himself. He plays in the Pee Wee League in the autumn of his 7th year. His team is the Titans. Every Saturday morning, he's the first one there, kicking pine cones around the field until the coaches show up. Once the game begins, Zinkoff never stops running. He zigs and zags after the checkered ball like a fox after a field mouse, except he hardly ever catches up to it. Someone else always seems to reach it first. Zinkoff is forever swinging his foot at the ball a half second after it goes past him. He winds up kicking the shins, ankles, and rear ends of the other players. Twice he's kicked the referee. Once, somehow, he kicked himself. His teammates rub their bruises and call him Wildfoot. To Zinkoff, a net is a net. He doesn't much care which team the net belongs to. Several times during the season, he kicks the ball at the wrong goal. Fortunately, he always misses. The first game is against the Ramblers. When it's over, Zinkoff jumps up and down and pumps his fists, as he has seen athletes do, and yells, "Yahoo!" He does not notice that he is the only Titan cheering. "What are you so happy for?" says Robert, one of his teammates. "We lost." This is news to Zinkoff. Throughout the game, and even at the end, he has not thought about the score. Apparently, losing has made Robert very unhappy. It shows on his face. It shows in the way he's kicking at the turf. Zinkoff looks around. Other Titans are kicking turf, or stomping their feet, or pounding their thighs with their fists. Every Titan wears a sourpuss. And then the coach calls the Titans into a huddle and says, "Okay, on 3, yeah, Ramblers, 1, 2, 3. Zinkoff bellows, "Yay, Ramblers!" and adds, "You the man!" "Yay, Ramblers" barely crawls from the lips of the other Titans. And then the coach is lining them up, and the Ramblers are in a line too. And the Titans and the Ramblers are patting their hands down the line like dominoes, pat, 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 pat. No sourpusses on the Ramblers who keep saying, "Good game, good game, good game, good game." And Zinkoff is the only Titan saying, "Good game" back. And then the Titans are headed for their parents on the sidelines. In order to show their parents on what serious soccer players they are, they kick the turf some more and tear off their knee pads and shirts and throw them to the ground and stomp on them. One Titan even falls to his knees and bawls while pounding his head into the grass. Zinkoff wants to be a good Titan too, so he kicks at some turf. His mother and father look with their mouths agape as he tears off his shirt and shoes and finally his socks and stomps them all into the ground. He gets down to his knees and rips up the grass and flings it into the air. He snatches the pacifier from his sister baby Polly's mouth and hurls it onto the field. He pounds his fist into the ground and cries out, "No, no, 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 no!" By now, other parents and players are watching. Zinkoff's mother says, "Donald, just what do you think you are doing?" Donald looks up from his knees. "I'm being mad because we lost." Baby Polly is bawling. "Well, Donald, you can start being madder because this little demonstration will cost you your allowance for a week, and you have 5 seconds to bring that pacifier back." Zinkoff is determined to become a better loser. In the following weeks, he practices his losing in the backyard. But he never again gets a chance to show his stuff on Saturday, for the Titans win all the rest of their game. No great thanks to Wildfoot. One time, amazingly, he finds himself alone with the ball and a clear field ahead of him. Propelled by an excitement of whistles and screams behind him, Wildfoot boots the ball on and on, never realizing he has long since gone out of bounds. He crosses 2 other soccer fields and is finally stopped in the parking lot. On another occasion, he throws up on the ball. which in turn causes two other players to throw up. It is after this incident that several Titans ask the coach if Zinkoff can be traded to another team. But they are soon glad it doesn't happen. The last game of the season comes down to a playoff battle between the Titans and the Hornets. The Hornets have only lost one game. The winner of this game will be champion. The game goes as usual for Wildfoot. He runs around a lot, he swings his foot a lot, but seldom connects with the ball. Sometimes he makes himself dizzy running in circles as he tries to keep up with the action swirling around him. Later in the second half, the score is still 0-0. Zinkoff is standing in front of the Hornets' net, wondering where the ball is, when suddenly it hits him in the head. It bounces into the net for a goal, and Zinkoff is instantly mobbed by his cheering teammates. The final score is Titans 1, Hornets 0. The Titans are Pee-wee champions. The Titans go wild. They jump like kangaroos. They fall onto their backs and churn their legs in the air. They ride their parents' shoulders and thrust up their finger and crow, "We're number 1." Zinkoff goes wild too. He tries to stand on his head. He shouts into baby Polly's face, "We're number 1," and makes her blink. He climbs onto his father's shoulder and proclaims to the whole wide world, "We're number 1." And then he looks down and sees the face of Andrew Orwell, his neighbor. Andrew is a Hornet. Zinkoff has never seen a sadder face in his life. It reminds him of a monkey's face. He begins to notice the other Hornets in their black and yellow shirts. They are slumped on the grass. They are slumped over their parents' knee. Not one of them rides their shoulder. Everyone is monkey-faced and crying and slumpy. Then they give out trophies. Every Titan gets one. Zinkoff has never won a trophy before. It's a golden soccer player on a black pedestal with a golden soccer ball at his foot. It glows as if it has been painted in sunlight. It is the most beautiful thing Donald has ever seen. Zinkoff sees the other Titans kissing their trophies, so he kisses it too. And as he does so, he sees the Hornets slumping away to the parking lot. And suddenly he's running. He's yelling, "Andrew! Andrew! Andrew!" Sharif's, Andrew's mom, and Andrew turn in the parking lot. Zinkoff runs huffing up to them. "Hey, Andrew, here!" He holds out the trophy. The look in Andrew's eye tells him he has done the right thing. You take it." Andrew reaches for it, but his mother catches his wrist. "Donald, that is really nice of you, but you're the one who won it. Andrew will win a trophy of his own one day." Andrew's fingers are curled like claws. They can feel the golden trophy inches away. As his mother leads him off to the car, Andrew cries out, "I won it!" That afternoon, Zinkoff sits on his back step. The trophy is sitting right beside him, brighter than ever. Zinkoff is playing a game he invented called Bugs on a Stick. In the next yard, Andrew sits cross-legged by a bed of purple pansies. He cradles his chin in his hands. His face is still sad. Zinkoff calls, "You want to play my game?" Andrew shakes his head no. "You want to go in the alley?" Andrew shakes his head no. Zinkoff asks Andrew many questions, but all Andrew does is shake his head and look monkey-faced. After a while, Zinkoff gets tired of his game. He looks at Andrew. He can think of nothing else to say. By now, Zinkoff is sad too. Not just because Andrew is sad, but for another reason. The soccer season is over. That has been the best part of it, playing the games. He wishes he could make himself feel less sad. He picks up his trophy and he goes inside. A minute later, he opens the back door and places the trophy on the step and goes back in. When he comes out later that day, the trophy is gone. So in this chapter, we learn a lot more about Zinkoff. We learn that he's in a soccer league and that he's not that good at soccer. He runs around trying to kick the ball, but he always misses. He ends up kicking his teammates and giving them bruises because he kicks them in their legs or in their body. And his teammates call him Wildfoot because he's not that good at soccer. But another thing we learn about Zinkoff is that he is very kind and generous. When they finally win the championship game, Andrew, his neighbor, doesn't win. And so Zinkoff is willing to give Andrew his championship trophy. To me, that says Zinkoff is very kind and he cares about people. And another thing that I noticed about Zinkoff that the book doesn't say is that he looks to other people for how he should behave. When his team loses a game and Zinkoff is still happy because he likes soccer, he notices his teammates are all sad or crying or upset, and he thinks that he should act that way too to fit in. So it's interesting that Zinkoff is looking to other people to tell him how he should behave in a certain situation. And we do that in life sometimes. Sometimes we see how other people are acting and we try to do the same to fit in. So we learned a lot about Zinkoff, and my question is at the end of the chapter, Zinkoff puts his trophy outside his front step, and when he comes back outside the house later, it's gone. So I wonder what happened to him. Do you think Andrew took his trophy? Maybe, and maybe we'll find out. So that's chapter 9. Thanks so much. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hi, if you like this video, please push subscribe at the bottom button below, or go to my website, teachthespectrum.com, for more resources. My name is Alan Amy. I'm a social emotional learning facilitator here in Los Angeles, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.